Imagine waking up one morning and opening your local newspaper, only to find a letter from a serial killer. Not just a confession, but a challenge. The writer claimed responsibility for multiple murders, included secret codes that no one could read, and warned that if his message wasn't published, more people would die. He signed every letter with a chilling symbol, a circle crossed by a plus sign, and a single name: Zodiac. More than half a century later, despite one of the largest criminal investigations in American history, the Zodiac Killer has never been officially identified. Who was he? How did he evade capture? And why does his case continue to haunt America? This is the terrifying story of the Zodiac Killer. The late 1960s should have been a time of optimism in California. The San Francisco Bay Area was known for music, cultural change, and growing prosperity. But beneath that hopeful atmosphere, a nightmare was about to begin. On the night of December 20th, 1968, two teenagers, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, parked on a quiet road near Vallejo, California. It was supposed to be an ordinary date. Instead, someone approached their car. Moments later, gunshots shattered the silence. Both teenagers were killed. Police searched desperately for clues. There were no eyewitnesses, no obvious suspect, no clear motive. At first, investigators believed it was an isolated tragedy. They had no idea this was only the beginning. Just over 6 months later, history repeated itself. On July 4th, 1969, another young couple parked in a secluded area called Blue Rock Springs Park. Without warning, a man drove into the parking lot. He stepped out of his vehicle carrying a flashlight. At first, the couple believed he was a police officer. Instead, he opened fire. The male victim survived long enough to describe the attack. Then something even stranger happened. Less than an hour later, someone called the Vallejo Police Department. The caller calmly reported the shooting, then added another shocking statement. "I also killed those kids last year." Police realized both attacks were connected. A serial killer was hunting random victims, and he wanted everyone to know. Only weeks after the second attack, newspapers across Northern California received mysterious envelopes. Inside were handwritten letters. The writer confessed to both murders. He included details that only the killer could have known. Each envelope also contained 1/3 of a strange encrypted message. The killer demanded the newspapers print the code on their front pages. Otherwise, he threatened more violence. Newspapers complied. People across America stared at the bizarre symbols, hoping someone could crack the message. Days later, a school teacher and his wife solved the cipher. The message shocked everyone. It claimed the killer enjoyed murdering people because it was so much fun. However, despite the disturbing confession, the decoded message never revealed the killer's identity. Instead, it ended with a taunt. "I will not give you my name." For the first time, the mysterious writer signed a letter with one unforgettable name: Zodiac. By now, panic was everywhere. Young couples became afraid to park at night. Parents warned teenagers to stay home. Police increased patrols. But the Zodiac wasn't finished. On September 27th, 1969, a young couple relaxing near Lake Berryessa noticed a strange man approaching. He wore an eerie black executioner's hood with clip-on sunglasses and a bib-like costume marked with the Zodiac symbol. He tied the victims before attacking them with a knife. One victim survived and later described the terrifying encounter. Before leaving, the killer walked to the victim's car. Using a marker, he wrote the dates of his previous attacks directly onto the vehicle. It was another signature, another message, another reminder that he wanted credit for every crime. Just weeks later, the Zodiac changed his methods once again. Instead of attacking isolated couples, he struck in downtown San Francisco. Taxi driver Paul Stein picked up a passenger. The ride appeared completely normal. Then, near the destination, The passenger shot Stein and fled. Witnesses saw the suspect leaving the scene. Police even encountered a man matching the description nearby. But because of an early communication error, officers were mistakenly looking for a different suspect. The Zodiac slipped away. Later, he mailed another letter. Inside were pieces of Paul Stein's bloodstained shirt. It was undeniable proof that the letter came from the killer himself. The investigation now became one of the largest in California history. The Zodiac wasn't satisfied with murder alone. He wanted attention, he wanted headlines, and he wanted to prove he was smarter than the police. Over the years, he mailed multiple coded messages. Some have been solved. Others remain unsolved to this day. One cipher remained a mystery for more than 50 years before an international team of codebreakers finally decoded it in 2020. Even then, the message revealed no confirmed identity. Instead, it continued the killer's pattern of mocking investigators and dismissing attempts to capture him. Every new letter reignited public fear. Every code inspired new theories. And every clue seemed to create more questions than answers. Thousands of tips flooded police departments. Detectives interviewed hundreds of people. Dozens of suspects were investigated. Fingerprints were compared. Handwriting experts examined every letter. Forensic scientists analyzed evidence. Despite all this work, no arrest was made. One challenge was that many crimes occurred in different jurisdictions. Communication between agencies wasn't always seamless. Another problem was the limited forensic technology available during the late 1960s and early 1970s. DNA testing, modern databases, and advanced digital analysis simply didn't exist. Investigators often relied on witness memories and physical evidence that was difficult to interpret. As years passed, the trail grew colder. Over the decades, several individuals have been suggested as possible suspects by investigators, journalists, or independent researchers. Some attracted attention because of their backgrounds, others because of circumstantial evidence or similarities to witness descriptions. However, no suspect has been conclusively proven to be the Zodiac Killer in court or through definitive forensic evidence. Some theories have later been challenged or disproven. This uncertainty is one reason the case continues to fascinate people around the world. Even today, debates continue over who the Zodiac may have been, or whether his identity will ever be confirmed. The Zodiac Killer wasn't America's deadliest serial killer, but he became one of its most infamous. Why? Because he transformed murder into psychological warfare. He taunted police, manipulated the media, created ciphers, built an identity, and disappeared without a trace. His story inspired countless books, documentaries, podcasts, and films. The case has become a symbol of an unsolved mystery that continues to challenge investigators and capture the public imagination. Even decades later, advances in forensic science occasionally renew hope that new evidence could emerge. But as of today, the Zodiac case remains officially unsolved. The Zodiac Killer left behind more than crime scenes. He left behind unanswered questions. Who was the man behind the letters? How did he stay one step ahead of investigators? And is the truth still hidden somewhere in decades-old evidence? Perhaps one day, modern forensic science will finally reveal the answer. Or perhaps the Zodiac Killer will remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. What do you think happened? Do you believe the Zodiac's identity will ever be confirmed? Share your thoughts in the comments below.